So first off, I'd like to thank you for coming out to do this with me today. I know that being filmed and being on camera isn't always the most comfortable situation. I know it's not exactly within your comfort zone. So I'd like to thank you for breaching that for me.
That's okay.
So as you know, my name is Michaela. I'm studying a Bachelor of Podiatry at QUT. And within podiatry as a profession, I feel like communication with patients, with other doctors is going to be very important. So I feel that I can benefit from talking to you about communication in your profession.
Okay.
So what is it that you do for a job?
I work in a high school and I work in administration on reception.
So how long have you been in that position for?
About 2 years.
2 years. So you would have come across a lot of different people in that time,
Yes, I have.
wouldn't you?
Yes.
So dealing with, as a receptionist, you'd have to deal with a range of different people, wouldn't you?
I do. I deal with students, the general public, parents, also my co-workers, other teaching staff, heads of department and the principals as well.
So do you find it's very different communicating with, let's say, students versus your bosses?
Yes, it is. Students, you have to be a little bit more assertive and firm. Your bosses, you need to be very clear on what they're asking you to do. So listening is always very important, and asking questions if you're not sure on what it is they're asking you to do.
So do you feel that when you're communicating with students, they don't cooperate as well if you don't communicate in an assertive manner?
They can, yes.
Do you feel that communicating with parents is similar to communicating with students?
Well, parents are adults, so sometimes they can be a little bit confrontational if they're upset about their student or something like that. So, I mean, those situations, it's very important to be calm.
Yes.
And to listen to what they're trying to say. Listening is very important. If they feel they're being listened to, they generally settle down anyway. And then to help them find a solution to their problem.
Sounds like it could take an awful lot of patience.
It can sometimes, yes.
Oh, certainly not something I am very good at. So dealing with your co-workers, do you find that to be difficult sometimes?
On the whole, it's okay. Sometimes there can be a miscommunication where someone's not told someone that it's part of the procedure to do something.
It could be incredibly difficult in those situations, couldn't it?
It can. It affects other people's ability to do their job if communication's not there.
So do you feel that perhaps questioning could also be a big part of it?
Yes, questioning and listening, and being clear in your communication, what you're asking. If you feel that someone's not understanding what it is you're asking them to do, you need to find a different way to explain it, because not everybody hears things the same.
So I suppose explaining it in a way that everyone knows how to understand could definitely help, and making sure everyone's clear before
That's
the
right.
task is undergone.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier you also have to communicate with teachers.
Yes.
Do you find that to be at all difficult?
No, it's not really difficult. You just need to be professional with them. Yeah.
So it sounds like it could be tricky to differentiate all these different types of communication.
Yes.
Keeping track in your mind of, oh, how do I have to talk to this person or this person?
Yes. After a while it comes naturally. Yeah, as long as you're professional all the time and you're clear and you listen, it generally is okay.
So have you had any major issues of miscommunication that have led to perhaps damaging the workplace somehow?
Well, not necessarily damaging, but yeah, we had a situation where a staff member was asked to keep letters and she didn't understand what was involved there, and instead of asking what she should do with the letters, she just threw them out.
Oh my goodness.
And that affects my ability to do my job. And later on, if those letters are required, that can be a bit damaging.
So it certainly affects the entire workplace when a single person doesn't communicate well.
Yes,
Yes.
it can do.
I've certainly found that in my job as well.
Yeah.
can be very difficult sometimes to communicate effectively,
Yeah.
especially if they feel perhaps they're not able to ask or they're kind of too scared
That's
to
right.
ask.
Being approachable is important.